understanding life's chain of events. Destiny is often thought of as an external force, something independent that controls your life and steers it in mysterious ways. But what many fail to realize is that destiny isn't exactly an isolated force. It is a culmination of a chain of events. These events could have been set into motion not just by you, but by countless others over time, even tens of thousands of years ago. Yet, while we are but a small link in this vast chain, we are also uniquely empowered. We can always take over the wheel and make the course correction we desire. Our choices and actions today hold the potential to influence the chain's direction, altering outcomes for ourselves and for those who come after us. This understanding is not about blame, but about recognizing the responsibility and opportunity we hold in shaping our own path and, to some extent, the collective journey. Many years ago, when I was learning to fly, one of my 3 flight instructors was a nonagenarian with decades of practical flying experience, including flying during the Second World War. It was he who once told me a piece of wisdom that has stayed with me ever since. Air disasters, he said, rarely result from a single event. They typically stem from a chain of interconnected causes and decisions, often beginning long before the actual incident. At first, I found this statement intriguing, even counterintuitive. But as I gained more experience and studied aviation safety in depth, its truth became evident. An air disaster can be traced back to a series of seemingly minor missteps or oversights that, when combined, lead to a catastrophic outcome. For example, a maintenance technician might have tightened a bolt incorrectly weeks prior, or a pilot could have ignored a seemingly insignificant warning light during pre-flight checks. Poor communication between crew members, inadequate training, or even an organizational decision to cut costs on safety measures months or even years earlier could set the stage for an accident. Each event, while manageable on its own, forms a link in the chain. When enough links connect without being addressed, the chain becomes unbreakable, culminating in disaster. This concept of interconnected causes is not only applicable to aviation, but also to life. Our choices, actions, and attitudes, whether big or small, form the links of the chain that shape our future. Just as recognizing this can help a pilot make conscious and thoughtful decisions in the cockpit, doing so can help us in our lives. In much the same way, our personal lives are shaped by a series of events, choices, and attitudes, both our own and those of others. These chains can define the quality of our relationships and the course of our lives. I know someone who carries severe animosity against his own parents, whose only sin, if I may say so, was to do their best to ensure that he was well educated and placed well in life. This young man, who has committed a series of blunders, which many of us have done and probably still do, instead of introspecting and getting to the root cause of his confused state of mind, has found an escape from his own attitude by blaming his parents for everything. This, I find, is absolutely unfair. What invariably happens to such people, those who have not settled their mental confusion much earlier, is that almost all of them are forced to experience a moment in the future that they wish never came. For many, this moment is a moment of regret, realizing the damage done to their relationships and the missed opportunity for reconciliation. This truth is especially profound when it comes to our parents. Take a moment to reflect on your relationships, not only with your parents, but also with siblings, friends, partners, or colleagues. These relationships often carry emotional nuances that, if ignored or mishandled, can spiral into patterns of resentment, bitterness, or misunderstanding. For example, unresolved conflicts or a lack of communication with a friend or partner might create a widening gap, eventually resulting in the loss of that relationship. Every harsh word, unspoken apology, or act of neglect adds to a chain that leads to a regrettable outcome. Unlike with parents, others in your life may still be around when you come to realize the impact of your actions or inactions, but by then the relationship may be damaged beyond repair. When it comes to parents, the stakes are even higher. They are the ones who gave you life, nurtured you, and got you educated despite their own imperfections and challenges. If you harbor resentment or bitterness towards them, consider the potential trajectory of this emotional chain. There may come a day in the future when regret consumes you, a day when your parents may no longer be around to hear your apologies or witness your growth. On that day, forgiving yourself may feel impossible. The beauty of understanding cause and effect lies in the empowerment it provides to take responsibility and regain control, enabling us to break harmful chains before they lead to regret. By taking proactive steps today, whether through honest conversations, letting go of resentment, or expressing gratitude, we can prevent outcomes that might otherwise become sources of lament in the future. Final thought. Take a moment today to reflect on the relationships and decisions in your life. Ask yourself, are my actions contributing to a chain of events that I will one day regret? If so, what can I do to break that chain and chart a better course? Life, much like flying, demands attentiveness and proactive decision-making. As the pilot of your own destiny, you possess the power to navigate away from paths that could lead to regret, choosing instead those that foster peace, harmony, and lasting fulfillment. Thank you for listening.